We investigate school spending, the costs and the benefits for your kids. Thanks for joining us at 6:30. I'm Jared Dillingham.
And I'm Nicole Kreitz. A West Valley school district just spent nearly $500,000 on 3 days in Vegas. The district says that conference is already benefiting kids in the classroom. Derek Stahl found out there are questions about just how effective that training is.
We're at Caesars Palace on the Las Vegas Strip, and the people at that slot machine are part of a taxpayer-funded trip for professional development. They're here from the Dysart Unified School District in Surprise. About 200 Dysart employees are taking 3 days of training at a conference put on by a company called Solution Tree. Dysart says their previous 2 visits to this annual conference yielded great results. So this June, they sent their biggest group yet. Travel budget, $465,000. We tagged along to see what the conference is all about. Each morning starts at 8 with a keynote on collaborative team teaching strategies. At 11:45, they head out for a midday break, and we spotted one conference goer gambling. Then we saw her buying beers and drinking with 2 other attendees before heading back for the next training session. There's no evidence they were from Dysart, but we did see people in Dysart shirts at the slot machines after their sessions on this taxpayer-funded trip. The district says staff are allowed to use their personal time as they wish. There's nothing wrong with adults having fun in Las Vegas, but when it's taxpayer money, you have to ask, is the public getting a fair return? One education researcher says the answer is likely no.
It's hard to maybe justify spending nearly $500,000 on a 3-day event, expecting to see drastic changes in student outcomes.
Dr. Kate Barnes studied the effectiveness of this training program for the University of Arkansas's Office for Education Policy.
That old adage of, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
She looked at 90 Arkansas schools that got up to 50 training days per year, some with years worth of training. And when she compared the outcomes to other schools, she found the training had no statistically significant impacts on student achievement. In a statement, Solution Tree challenged the findings and claimed the study was part of a coordinated campaign by lobbyists, government officials, researchers, and the media. But the results were such a bombshell in the Arkansas legislature, the company withdrew a proposed $100 million government contract.
I think really at the end of the day, if a full year program with hands-on coaching didn't move the needle for a student, it's unlikely that a 3-day conference in a luxurious location would then also move the needle for students.
The luxurious location raises other questions for a district that's been cutting back. Last school year, Dysart eliminated all of its social worker positions. In May, Dysart eliminated bus routes for at least 400 students to save about $500,000 per year, almost identical to the amount they paid for this 3-day conference.
I think it's really important for districts to start asking, what are we paying for, and are we actually getting a return on our investment?
Through a district spokesperson, we scheduled an interview with Dysart's superintendent, Dr. John Croto. But when the spokesperson asked if the story would include anyone critical of the district, we were told the superintendent was not available. So we stopped by the district's latest school board meeting.
Board members, Dr. Croto, hello, my name is Derek Stahl. I'm a reporter with Arizona's Family. How do you reassure parents this was the best use of taxpayer money, given that the district just eliminated school bus routes to save $500,000? If 50 days of training, Solution Tree training, didn't move the needle, how can the public expect that 3 days of training in Las Vegas would significantly move the needle?
Dr. Croto didn't respond to my questions directly, but in his superintendent's update, he referenced the conference and the team teaching framework they studied called a PLC.
As stewards of our taxpayer money, we believe it's our responsibility to ensure high levels of learning for all students, not some. So by following that PLC framework, we're both achieving that goal and laying the foundation to sustain it over time. Our scores continue to rise. We have more schools as A's than ever.
Dr. Barnes says she's not against a team teaching approach. She just wonders if 3 days of training in this location from this company is a valuable solution.
Their ultimate goal is to generate revenue. There might be, and most likely is, a more cost-effective way to implement these PLCs in schools.
After the board meeting, we approached the superintendent.
Dr. Croto, can we talk with you about the trip real quick?
I'll get back to you on your question.
Okay. Because we'd love to just ask, are you going to send folks next year to the
We're
Vegas?
planning something different next year.
So by email, the district told me that after 3 years of attending this Vegas conference, they're now in a position where their own staff can train other staff, and they'll be doing their own summit next year.
There's a lot of conferences up in Las Vegas, so they sent 200 staff members there. Rather than going to Vegas, did they have any other options for this kind of training?
Yeah, that was one of the main questions that I had, because Solution Tree, the company, offers a lot of services. They offer on-site training, virtual training, and conferences all over the country. In fact, there was a conference in Tucson just a few weeks before the one in Vegas, and the company's premier conference, called the Summit, is in Phoenix this February. Dysart cited scheduling conflicts with the other events. They said the Vegas conference was larger than the Tucson one. They also said that they opted for a conference experience over some of the virtual training options because it offers networking opportunities.
Okay, so what about the company Solution Tree? Do they have anything to show that their training works?
Yeah, they actually sent us a study from researchers at Texas Tech University that did find measurable student achievement gains from the company's approach in that state. But there's an important difference between this study and the Arkansas study. The Arkansas study looked at all schools that got Solution Tree training in that state and found no benefit. The Texas study took a different approach. They only looked at schools that were handpicked by Solution Tree, handpicked because they had shown 3 years of past academic success. That seemed curious to me, so we looked further into this Texas study, and it turns out it was funded by Solution Tree. Solution Tree paid them $80,000 to do this study, and that is not mentioned in the study itself.
And you've covered other districts holding these events at kind of nice resorts, Sedona and Tucson as well.
It's
so
worth mentioning,
Dysart's not alone.
Other districts have been to conferences in Vegas. It's not uncommon. Other districts have been to these conferences in Vegas, but we could not find anything on this scale. Usually it's like 5 to 10 teachers that go, not about 200.
And changing what they're doing moving forward, it sounds like.
Yes.
Thanks, Derek.